Okay, I deleted the previous two streams, and hopefully this stream will be spam free this time. Let's hope there's nothing like that. And anyway, this video is going to be for Jeremy Barton on a TV series called The Adventures of Matilda. Because if this happens again, I'm going to try again tomorrow. And I had to delete the previous two streams due to the fact that I didn't want to risk my account being terminated. So I hope this works. So keep your fingers crossed. Anyway, what we were saying was, what do we know about the TV series The Adventures of Matilda, a series that ran from 1996 to 2004. So, what do we know about the TV series The Adventures of Matilda? Andrea Libman plays Matilda, the same voice cast as Sesame Street and Dragon Tales, and similar music to Dragon Tales, but with the tuba as a primary instrument instead of a bassoon. Basically, because the bassoon is a more minor instrument in The Adventures of Matilda. In fact, what did you think of the music I sent for whenever Brian the Evil Lion appears on scene? It sounds like music you would hear whenever Ord would sometimes appear. I know some of the episodes that used that piece were Do Not Pass Gnome and Don't Bug Me, and A Cool School also used it. And what did you think of the clip with the animals crying because the musical instruments are missing? Because I was almost literally on a what on earth type of moment whenever that happened in the previous two streams. I was like, what on earth is gonna happen? They sound almost like the crying voices from Dragon Tales. I couldn't really find one of Zack crying, so I had to use his laughing clip for one of the... Not... Ice. Well, luckily I blocked. And so what did you think of the Halloween special for season 1 of The Adventures of Matilda, Jeremy? Remember, this is supposed to be a family-friendly stream, not a rated R stream, but a rated G stream. And keep it like G rated so everyone can enjoy it. And what did you think of the special variant of the CTW logo for the Halloween special, where the laser zap sounds much louder than the regular one, and the electronic sim sounds sound more spookier than the regular one? Yeah, luckily I blocked one, so there isn't any more at this moment, so that's good. I know, right? And luckily, I deleted the previous 2 streams, so... So, Jeremy, what did you think of that special variant of the CTW logo from '83 and during the Halloween special? It's where the lasers are louder, the electronic synth sounds are spookier, and added Halloween sounds such as evil laughing, ghosts, and Parker the Platypus saying, "I don't like lasers." Yeah. And Wonder Kids, yes. Little People Double, yes. 2003, thanks for stopping by and going to the stream, because we're keeping this stream a family-friendly rated G stream, not a rated R stream, because the previous 2 streams were like rated R streams due to the fact that there were some spammers coming out of nowhere. So this stream is going to be a G-rated stream. And what about the Christmas special? And which variant of the CTW logo appears in the Christmas special on both the VHS and DVD releases and the TV airings? Yeah, and it's the regular bells clanging from the Best of Elmo. And not the prototype one, but the regular one for the Christmas special, correct? And what are Brian the Evil Lion's antics in the Halloween special and the Christmas special? Keep in mind, his antics in the Christmas special are more severe and more mischievous. And, you know, he steals Halloween candy in the Halloween special and nothing really happens. While at the Christmas special, he steals the instruments and gets a year in jail. And what did you think of the judge sentencing? What did you think of the judge sentencing Brian the Evil Lion 1 year in jail, meaning he's not allowed to come out until December of 1997? 1997. Hey, I have an idea for the Halloween special. Maybe Matilda can ground Brian the Evil Lion for like a week. And hey, Jeremy, that's my brother speaking. And like, why not have Brian the Evil Lion grounded for a week in the Halloween special due to the fact that his antics. Oh, my brother's name, I'm not going to give that out because it's too personal.
Just say Jay.
I just have one brother. That's all. So, hey, Jeremy, what were your thoughts on Brian the Evil Lion being grounded for a week at the end of the Halloween special? It would be more realistic, like a whole week. And yeah, there's no need to say my real name in the stream. You could just call me by Flicka if you'd like as a nickname. And do you know what Brian the Evil Lion does in the Thanksgiving special, along with Oscar the Grouch? Well, this was a question for Jeremy, but he wishes everyone a very unhappy Thanksgiving. Oh, you know what? I was thinking of one for season 8. Or maybe one for season 3, I meant to say, where Matilda takes a trip to Elmo's world. So, what does Gordon say to Oscar when he gives Brian the evil lion a warning? So, basically, after watching after his youngest brother Chris watches an episode of Elmo's World, Chris gets an idea of wanting to go to Elmo's World. And so he and Matilda, Matilda takes Chris to Elmo's World for Chris's birthday. How would you feel about that plot, Jeremy? And it would air in February 1999. And Chris would be, well, I was thinking they would, like, play fun games in Elmo's World, like what happens in Elmo's closet. That's a game they play. The Elmo's World episode, at the end, would use the P-Pals logo with the EI balloon. Yeah, it does have the Elmo's World format where he quizzes Chris and stuff. And this would be one of the rare times in season 1 where Michael Jeter as Mr. Noodle's brother appears. Even though none of the season 1 episodes had him, and they only had Bill Irwin in season 1. Well, it's just a prototype. It's more considered it's a prototype version of the Birthdays episode compared to the more familiar version from 2001. It just means it just means an older version of an episode. So basically, the prototype version of Birthdays would have the Season 1 design of Elmo's World rather than the Season 3 design. And Jeremy Barton, what were your thoughts on a prototype version of the Birthdays episode being from Season 1 compared to the final version from Season 3? And you know what the sound effects for the door are? They are the mixed sound effects heard when a door closes in the Bicycles episode compared to most other Season 3 episodes where it just had the Hawaii guitar. But in Bicycles, it has both a synthesizer and a Hawaii guitar playing at the same time. Okay, Jeremy, so and the Fiesta episode would be the... Well, it sounds what it usually sounds like when it opens. Like, it's basically the sound effect from the Teeth episode when the door opens, and the sound effect from the Bicycles episode when it closes for the Fiesta special. Alright, back to the topic of the Adventures of Matilda, and what were your thoughts on the Season 2 episode of the series, where Matilda's house catches on fire, so Matilda has to go to Sesame Street until the fire is all out? So, unlike... So the a Season 2 special where Matilda's house catches on fire would actually have the Sesame Street funding from Seasons 27 to 29, rather than the Adventures of Matilda funding from Season 2. Ugh. And that was my brother giving me a hug. And you know what's interesting about this and the Thanksgiving episode of the Adventures of Matilda? They both take place at Sesame Street. And you know it's and Jeremy, do you know what's interesting about those two Matilda episodes that take place in Sesame Street? Well, what is interesting is it's one of the only two times in The Adventures of Matilda where you actually get to see sketches with Jim Henson's voice. You know, the Muppet creator himself. And 3 out of the 5 segments with Jim Henson's voice are Ernie and Bert sketches. And 1 is a song sung by Ernie, and 1 is a very early sketch. So, what did you think of the idea of these 2 episodes being the only time in The Adventures of Matilda where Jim Henson's voice is heard, due to the fact of the reused sketches? They're really cool. So, do you want to know what the 3 Ernie and Bert sketches are in the episode where Matilda's house catches on fire? It would air sometime in the autumn of 2021. So, the 3 sketches in the Matilda episode where her house catches on fire, sure, it could be whatever year you want. So anyway, Jeremy, the 3 sketches with Ernie and Bert in the Adventures of Matilda episode where Matilda's house catches on fire are, one of them is a sketch where Ernie thinks Bert got abducted by monsters, and then one of them is a sketch where Ernie and Bert like eat a piece of chocolate cake, and it's a season 1 sketch of Sesame Street. And in the 3rd sketch is a sketch when Ernie makes a snowman. So what did you think of those? Yeah, I do. And you want to know what the song is that Ernie sings in that specialty? The one where Jim Henson uses the voice? It's Do the Rubber Duck, where Ernie and a whole bunch of other characters would be in the bathtub and they would sing, and duty duck, rubber duck, rubber duck, duck, rubber duck, rubber duck, rubber duck, rubber duck, rubber duck. Do you remember that song, Jeremy? What did you think of that segment appearing in that episode as well? And of course, the fifth, yeah, and of course, the fifth sketch would be, of course, the King of Eight. Because that Sesame Street episode would be brought to you, that Matilda episode, where Matilda goes to Sesame Street, that is, would be brought to the person by the letter A and the number 8. And it would not contain an Elmo's World segment due to the fact that it aired in February of 1998, so that was in the middle of season 29. And what did you think of the letter and number sponsors for the Adventures of Matilda episode where she goes to Sesame Street due to her house catching fire? So, do you know what the plot is, Jeremy, for the episode from May of 1999 where they go to the library from season 3? Cool. It would basically be about babies because people start out as babies and then they grow older. Oh, how about this? How about Super Grover and Elmo both? How about Super Grover and Elmo? They both crash together. Oh, flowers, plants, and trees would work as well. And how about this? how about the Sesame Street episode, the episode where Matilda's house catches on fire and has to go to Sesame Street, is one of the earliest appearances of Zoe's Rock Rocco. Okay. Oh, and I was thinking of maybe some guest stars in the Thanksgiving episode. Mr. Rogers, Alex Trebek, and also Michael Yarmush, Michael Kalos, and even Daniel Brochu would guest star. And oh, and what about um what about a Sesame Street guest star by Ernest Borgnine, who did Mermaid Man in SpongeBob? Oh, and what about Michael Jeter guest starring in that Thanksgiving episode as well, as a waiter at a restaurant? Delivering the food. And that waiter would actually speak compared to Mr. Noodle. But despite Michael Jeter's appearances, it's got season 1 episodes of Elmo's World. With Bill Irwin in. But despite the fact that Michael Jeter appears, it would contain different Elmo's World episodes depending on what version of the Thanksgiving special you get. The theatrical and televised versions from 1998 would have the Balls episode, but the VHS and DVD version from February of 1999 would actually have a different Elmo's World episode that is much more fitting. Anyway, the televised version cool. while the televised and theatrical versions would have the Balls episode in the Thanksgiving special, the VHS and DVD versions would have a much different episode. It's still a season 1 episode, but it's a completely different episode that is more fitting. The only thing that's different is the dialogue is taken from the live show tours, and the opening sequence is a little bit different, but other than that, everything is basically the same. They would fly by a plane. And also, about your fan-made series, would you like the design of the playroom to be similar to that of Elmo's World, where it's like more pale colored in the first season, and then it gets more saturated in the future seasons? Or would you like the design to stay the same? Yeah. Sure. And Jeremy, what is the plot on the season 3 episode of The Adventures of Matilda where she goes to the library? Gets a book about dragons. This could be considered and believe it or not, you know, the dragons in the book that Matilda reads are animated the same way as they are in Dragon Tales. How would you feel about that, Jeremy? About the dragons in the book being animated the same way as the actual show from September 6th of 1999. You know, and what were your thoughts on the theme song to The Adventures of Matilda, Jeremy? cool idea. What did you like about the theme song, Jeremy? What is so magical about that theme? What makes the tone magical in it, you know? Very. And did you, did you like how the style was completely different? I would say, whoa, what is going on? And what did you think of the plot for the Christmas special from season 1? It would have 4, with 30 episodes each season, with some episodes repeating themselves. I'll consider it. No. And, so So Jeremy, Brian the Evil Lion would appear in 15 episodes of season 1. Brian the Evil Lion would appear in 15 episodes of season 1. 15 out of 40. Well, you know, in the Christmas special, in the first 45 minutes, the instruments are stolen. And then in the last 45 minutes of the special, they play their instruments. Actually, they both would... It would say before the Olsens arrive. And actually, Brian the Evil Lion would say it first, and then Oscar the Grouch would say, yeah, I agree with the lion. Have a very unhappy Thanksgiving. So Jeremy, what did you think of the idea of Brian the Evil Lion saying, have a very unhappy Thanksgiving, and then Oscar the Grouch immediately appearing and going, yeah, I agree with the lion. You should also have a happy Thanksgiving. Well, yeah, but even though this is Alan's first appearance, it would actually be the last time the Calypso version of the Sesame Street opening sequence is used. Or rather than the 1998 version. Now, do you know what happens in season 3? There's a new family that moves to town in the Adventures of Matilda, beginning in season 3. I think Parker Platypus would say, look, they're coming! The Olsen twins! And what were your thoughts on the conjoined monkeys in the Adventures of Matilda? Kind of like the conjoined dragons in Dragon Tales. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely are. They are shown getting out of the car when Parker Platypus says the line. And do you know who Matilda's brother would be voiced by? Yes, Michael Yarmush, the voice of Arthur. And what were your thoughts on the conjoined monkeys in the series? Kind of like when the dragons got conjoined in Dragon Tales, you know, like Zack and Wheezy. But, you know, but unlike Zack and Wheezy, you know, Aaron Monkey would actually be on the left side and Michael Monkey would be on the right. How would you feel about them being like on the opposite sides of each other? Even though Wheezy was on the right side, Aaron Monkey would be voiced on the left side, even though they were played by the same actress. And, you know, I just thought of a scene during the Thanksgiving special. And then Matilda would be like, Mary, Kate, and Ashley? I've never seen you before. Yeah. And then Elmo would be like, Elmo is so glad you're able to come to the Sesame Street party. You're Mary Kate and Ashley, aren't you? What did you think of Elmo's dialogue when they appeared? And yeah. And you know, I just thought of a scene in the Thanksgiving special where Aaron and Michael Monkey actually meet Davy and Joey Monkey from Sesame Street. The car would say 1997. Cool. Sure. And how would you feel about this? Something that literally breaks the fourth wall. Well, I was thinking in Hooper's store, there are actually a few Sesame Street VHS tapes seen, even though it takes place on Sesame Street. And a few of them are 1998 VHS releases. And you know what the 1998 VHS releases would be shown on the shelf in Hooper's store? Fiesta, Big Bird Gets Lost, and Elmo Palooza. Sure. And it would also show the VHS releases of the Best of Elmo, and it would also show the VHS releases of the Best of Elmo, William Wakeman's Mother Goose, 1, 2, 3, Count With Me, Elmo Says Boo, and Put Down the Ducky, an All-Star Musical Special. It would be filmed in May of 1998. And then it would air in November of 1998. Oh, and the Sony Wonder copy of the Best of Elmo would be shown. And Elmo Says Boo would obviously be the 1997 version, since they didn't make a Sesame Workshop reprint back in that day. What did you think of the idea of those VHS tapes appearing? Ironic, but interesting. Hmm. And obviously, we should have Cookie Monster appearing in the episode as well. And strangely enough, he eats all of the cookies that he was supposed to share. And he would go, "Did somebody say cookie? Oh, num 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 num." What were your thoughts on Cookie Monster appearing in the scene, eating all of the things that he was supposed to share with everyone? And then, after the animals see that Cookie Monster ate all of their treats, the animals from the Adventures of Matilda would start to cry because they were looking forward to having those treats until Cookie Monster gobbled them all up. What did you think of that? And then Gordon would be like, "Oh, Cookie Monster, look what you did." Yeah. And this would actually happen before they arrive. And then a very exhausted Alan has to remake all of the cookies since Cookie Monster ate all of them. the very last thing that would happen before the Olsons arrive would be a very worried telly monster coming by and saying, "Guess what? There are new visitors in the town. I'm not sure if I'll like them or not." That's when they arrive. And then when they arrive, Telly immediately starts screaming and go, "Ah, here they come! I can't look!" Yeah. And surprisingly, Big Bird would not appear until the very end of the episode because Big Bird was taking a very, very long walk around the neighborhood. And you know who else would appear? Um, it would be Baby Bear. Yeah. What's different about the seasons 29 to 33 puppet and the season 34 puppet? But you notice, um, Elmo's voice started becoming more sweeter beginning in season 33. It lost some of the raspiness beginning in 1996 or something, and then but 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 you know what I found really interesting about Sesame Street Jam? Although it shows some of the human cast members from season 25, it actually shows the Ernie puppet from 1985 rather than the one from 1993. And what were your thoughts on Ernest Borgnine appearing in the special as well? Yeah, I think they would. Yeah. And also, yeah. And also, I was thinking of one Matilda episode from season 1 where Matilda's grandpa has a bad hair day. Meaning having a really bad day. Well, maybe he had to go there because he wanted to go to school to teach, but it was canceled due to a big snowstorm. And yeah, because he wanted to teach at school, but it was canceled due to a snowstorm, and he instead taught children in Sesame Street Um, and was a guest star in Gene's Family Daycare, talking about how Thanksgiving really is. Oh, okay. So maybe they would teach. All right. So, what what are your thoughts on a season 1 episode where Matilda's grandpa has like a bad day at work? Yeah. Despite those costumes, it would be the last time the Calypso version of the Sesame Street introduction would be used, before switching over to the 1998 version. The P-Pals one without the EI balloon, and it's the regular one. Because first, Burt Reynolds as the grandpa would stub his toe while he was walking to work. And then he would get a splinter, and then he would get stung by a bee. Then he would get and then he would literally um wind up in the hospital after getting infected with bronchitis. So what were your thoughts on that plot? So what was the plot about now that I told you about it? And he also gets a splinter and then gets stung by a bee as well. Of course, not the actor himself, but the character he plays got it. Oh, and I was thinking of an Adventures of Matilda episode where George Carlin guest stars in. Along with Alec Baldwin as well. That would actually be from season 1. That episode would use the regular P-Pals logo without the EI balloon. And it would... And... It would... And that episode would focus on Parker the platypus, since he loves comedy and acting. And so George Carlin and Alec Baldwin give him lessons on how to act and how to be a funny comedian. The regular one. The surprise one would appear the least, appearing only in that one episode. The Christmas one. So what you were saying is, if they actually made an enhanced variant of the 83 CTW logo with the electronic synth sounds with the lasers being louder, it would have really scared younger viewers. That's what you said in the previous stream. Well, season 2 would basically be the same thing, except there's no cameras zooming through PTV Park, and it would have P-Pals with EI balloon instead. Season 3, that's when Sidewalk would appear. And Season 4. But do you know what's interesting about Season 5? The most common in Season 3 would be P-Pals with EI Balloon, just like Season 4. The Sidewalk one would only appear in 5 episodes of Season 3 and 7 episodes of Season 4. Season 4 would have the 1999 Dot and Dash logos then. But you know what's interesting about Season 5? I asked, do you know what was interesting about Season 5? You know, because it premiered in May of 2000, but yet later episodes used the transformation logos. As it would air from May 2000 to February 2001. Oh, and how would you feel about this? Season 4 of The Adventures of Matilda would begin and end on September 6th of 1999 and end on April 28th of 2000, just like Season 1 of Dragon Tales. Yeah. Well, actually, the Sesame Workshop branding would debut in June of 2000. But Season 5 would still use the CTW logo in the 2001 episodes as well. And do you want to know which character from The Adventures of Matilda would cry the most? So it would be Parker Platypus, Bailey Rabbit, and conjoined monkeys, Aaron and Michael. And also, the snow globe logo, I bet that's the interesting part. Oh, and how about a season 7 episode where it's like there's snow in the episode, but lots of fish in the episode as well? I was thinking of one where it snows a lot. I was thinking of another season 7 episode where it snows a lot in the episode, but at the same time, there is a lot of fish in that episode as well. And actually, it would be the orange background with the fishbowl logo, but with the snow globe logo's audio. Oh, and what about a season? What about a season 3 episode where Brian the Evil Lion has to go to the doctor? It would use the P-Pals logo with the EI balloon. And the doctor tells Brian the Evil Lion that he has to eat a lot of omega-3 fatty acids since he hasn't really eaten a lot of omega-3s. It's called Brian's omega-3 deficiency. As a result, he had to eat a lot of salmon, which Brian the Evil Lion thought it was gross. I would be like, whoa, that's interesting. And Brian's omega-3 deficiency would actually be the first episode of season 3. Because he becomes more of a picky eater beginning in season 3. And you know who the Doctor would be voiced by? Eli Gabay, who did Quetzal. They both would equally fit. What were your thoughts on the Doctor being voiced by Eli Gabay, who did Quetzal's voice? And but you know what is different about season 1 compared to other seasons of The Adventures of Matilda when episodes end? So what's different about it is in season 1, the announcement is said when the Children's Television Workshop logo appears. But then beginning in season 2, the announcement would be said before the credits begin. And would have a still version of the Sparks logo with just the blue text. And believe it or not, did you know that the CTW logos, semicircle logos, did you know the CTW semicircle logo's actual music is actually just the last 8 notes of the Adventures of Matilda theme, but played in a completely different key? So what's different about the last 8 notes during the end of the theme and the last 8 notes from the semicircle logo now that I told you about it? And season 1 would actually have the ending theme playing over the CTW logo. Season 1 would actually have the ending theme play over the CTW logo due to the announcement being heard when the logo appears. Which means the Sailor's Hornpipe theme from the Adventures of Matilda plays in the 83 CTW logo. And do you know who sings the theme song? He was well known for singing The Ring of Fire and I Walk the Line and I'm going to Jackson. Yeah, Johnny Cash would actually sing the theme song. What were your thoughts on the Adventures of Matilda theme song being sung by Johnny Cash in the theme? Since he never sung a theme song before. But then, and also, I was thinking of an episode of the Adventures of Matilda um, where where um, where Ringo Starr guest stars in. And it's from season 2. Do you want to know what the episode title is? It's called it would actually have the surprise logo, and it would air in November of 1997, on November 21st of 1997 to be exact. Yeah. And it would be called Bailey Rabbit's Concert. Not to mention, Bailey Rabbit says that her favorite musician is Ringo Starr. And one of the songs that would be sung is I Wanna Hold Your Hand in that episode. Did you like the idea of Ringo Starr guest starring in one of the episodes? So, Matilda's grandfather takes Matilda to the concert due to the fact that Matilda's parents weren't feeling good. They caught a cold. Even though season 2 would air during season 29 of Sesame Street, it would actually be produced at the same time as season 28, even though it aired a year later. Actually, season 1 would be produced at the same time as season 28. Season 2 would be produced at the same time as season 29. Yeah. And that's why the semicircle logo is used, due to the airing in late 1997 as well. Yeah. As it only appeared in 2 episodes of season 3, with And what were your thoughts on the plot with Matilda's grandfather taking Matilda to the concert due to Matilda's parents catching a cold? Well, it appears in 6 season 2 episodes. And how would you feel if there was one episode of the new Adventures of Matilda where some of the SML crew members make an appearance? Like Logan 30acre, Lance 30acre, Lavelle Stanton. It, it would be from season 13, and Jeffy would appear in that episode as well. What did you think of Jeffy making a cameo in that episode? Except there is no swearing in that episode. And only the puppets are seen and not the plushes. it would be the Bubbles variant. Because Jeffy blows a lot of bubbles in that episode, and it accidentally hits Mario's face. And this would be one of the very rare times where Jeffy actually gets along with the Muppets. That's when Matilda's friend Jack wants to take a trip to Florida and see some Nintendo characters. And this would be one of the rare times where Muppets and SML characters appear together. And we know that Lionsgate would release the SML DVDs due to the fact that Bowser Jr. owns a Thomas set, and Thomas used to be distributed by Lionsgate at the time. Now, what PBS Kids logo would appear in the original series, The Adventures of Matilda, compared to the new Adventures? And what would the funding and funding plug be for season 4 through 8? And well, I know you said I know that most episodes with the season 4 funding on the pink background would use the 1999 dot logo, but I thought of one season 4 episode that actually has the 1999 dash logo but with the dot logo's audio. And it would be it would be it would actually be the first episode with the pink background would actually have that error. Other episodes with the pink background after that would have the dot logo with the correct audio. What did you think of this? The first episode with the pink background using the error, and in other episodes after that using the dot logo with the correct audio. Okay. Okay. I know. So I was thinking maybe the first episode with the pink background, which is episode 6 of season 4. The first episode with the pink background can use the error where the dash logo uses the dot audio, and in later episodes after that would have the dot logo with the correct audio. So, interestingly, when the first 5 episodes of season 4 would air, they would only use the blue background. And then episode 6 would use the pink background. Episode 7 would use the dash logo, along with Episode 8, 9, and 10, and 11 and 12. But then Episode 13 would use the dot logo with the correct audio with the pink background. Episode 14 would have the sidewalk logo, along with 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Episode 21 would have the dash logo, 22 would have dot, 23 would have dot, 24 would have dash. 25 would have dash, 26 would have dash, 27 would have dash, 28 would have dash, 29 would have dash, 30 would have dash, 31 would have dot, 32 would have dot. No. That doesn't happen in the series. So Jeremy Barton, get this, the first 5 episodes of Season 4 would only use the blue background. Blue. Blue. So the first 5 episodes would only use the blue background, along with episode 7, along with episode 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Actually, and 21, and actually 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. So what were your thoughts on the series so far, with the first 5 episodes only using the dash logo with the blue background? It wouldn't be until episode 6 where the pink background is used. And in the first episode with the pink background, episode 6, it would have the error. However, I do have an idea for one release that uses the Season 4 funding with the pink background, but uses the Dash logo with the correct audio. Kind of like with the VHS of Arthur Goes on a Field Trip, where it had the Season 5 funding with the blue background, but had the Dash logo rather than the dot one. And it would be called The Best of Justin, the Small Dog. And it would be released on February 1st, 2000. And it contains 10 episodes. 8 of them are from Season 4. While 2 of them are from Season 3. What did you think of that idea of having something else happen, kind of like with the VHS of Arthur Goes on a Field Trip? Compared to the TV airings with the Season 4 funding with the pink background. And what's interesting about it? And the last episode on the Best of Justin the Dog would actually be episode 6 of Season 4, where they actually fixed the error in the VHS and DVD version compared to the TV airings. And also, the DVD releases containing the season 4 episodes would just use the dash logo, kind of like when Dragon Tales DVDs just used a dot logo. And the only time you can find the dot logo in Season 4 is if you have the complete Season 4 box set, or if you watch TV airings. Other than that, literally almost all releases with the Season 4 episodes would just use the dash version. How would you feel about that? It's kind of like Dragon Tales, but reverse, right? Where, like, but reverse, meaning even though the TV airings of Dragon Tales used the dash logo along with the dot logo, the DVD releases only use the dot logo, and even though TV airings of The Adventures of Matilda used the dot logo alongside the dash logo, most of the DVD releases would only use the dash logo. Okay, I'm gonna get off and head to sleep, so I'll probably do another live stream tomorrow, and we'll do a redo on if Columbia tries to release DVD releases of Arthur, because they got the Dragon Tales episodes figured out.